Doctor's warning. Why walking too much after 70 can accelerate aging and what to do instead. It was a crisp morning in early spring when Margaret, a vibrant 74-year-old retiree, laced up her sneakers for her usual 4-mile walk around the neighborhood. She loved the routine, the chirping birds, the fresh air, and the familiar rhythm of her steps on the pavement. Walking had been her daily medicine for years. Her doctor always encouraged it. Her friends envied her energy, and she was proud of how active she remained compared to others her age. But then, something changed. Margaret started feeling an unusual tightness in her knees, followed by stiffness in her hips. At first, she brushed it off. Maybe she just slept funny or needed new shoes. But the discomfort grew. She began waking up sore, and some days it felt like her legs just didn't recover. Concerned, she visited her doctor. The verdict? "Margaret," he said gently, "you're walking too much, and it's putting too much strain on your joints." Wait, what? Walking too much? That went against everything she'd ever heard about staying healthy in old age. Walking has long been promoted as a simple, low-impact way to stay fit, especially as we get older. Doctors, fitness experts, and health organizations have praised it for decades. And honestly, it's easy to see why. It's free, accessible, and it keeps the heart and lungs in shape. For many seniors, it's a safe, gentle way to stay active. But what if, like Margaret's doctor warned, walking too much after the age of 70 could actually accelerate aging instead of slowing it down? It sounds shocking, but new research and expert opinions are raising a red flag. Seniors need to rethink how they walk, how much they walk, and how their bodies handle repetitive strain. Now, this isn't to say walking is bad. Far from it. But walking in excess, especially without balance, strength training, or proper recovery, can lead to more harm than good. The body goes through very real changes as we age. Muscle mass naturally declines, bones lose density, and our joints become less lubricated. Cartilage that once cushioned every step now thins, and tendons become less elastic. That's not something you can fix with a longer stroll around the block. These natural changes make seniors more vulnerable to overuse injuries. And ironically, one of the most common culprits? Too much walking. Let's break it down. Walking, while low impact, still involves repetitive motion and weight-bearing stress, especially on the knees, hips, and ankles. For someone in their 30s or 40s, the body has the strength and recovery power to handle it. But after 70, it's a different story. For seniors dealing with arthritis, osteoporosis, or even mild joint degeneration, walking for long distances or on hard surfaces can lead to inflammation, joint pain, and chronic fatigue. And the worst part? These symptoms often build gradually. You might not notice it for weeks or even months, until one day, getting out of bed feels like a challenge, or climbing stairs becomes a real struggle. The real danger is the false belief that more walking equals more health. In truth, after a certain point, the benefits of walking begin to plateau, and then, for some people, decline. According to studies published in journals like the European Society of Cardiology, the sweet spot for older adults is somewhere between 6,000 to 8,000 steps per day, ideally at a moderate pace. Pushing far beyond that can stress the cardiovascular system, wear down already vulnerable joints, and even lead to cellular aging through increased oxidative stress and inflammation. Translation: your well-meaning long walks might actually be accelerating your biological clock. So what should seniors do instead? Well, that's the good news. There are better alternatives that protect your joints while keeping your heart, muscles, and bones strong. And we'll cover all of those in this video. But the key takeaway here is this: walking, like all things, is best done in balance. If you've been feeling more soreness than usual, if your joints are stiff or swollen, or if you just feel worn out after your daily walks, it's time to listen to your body. You don't have to give up movement. You just have to move smarter. In the next part, we'll explore the hidden risks of overwalking, what signs to watch out for, and the best exercises to replace or balance out walking once you're in your Zen beyond. So stay tuned and remember, aging well isn't about doing more. It's about doing what's right for your body. One of the biggest misconceptions people over the age of 70 often fall into is the idea that more walking equals better health. After all, it's been drilled into us for decades. Walking is good for the heart, good for the mind, and good for longevity. And that's true to a point. But new research is challenging the old belief that you can never walk too much, especially as you age. In fact, studies are now showing that beyond a certain threshold, the benefits of walking actually start to plateau, and the risks begin to rise. A study published by the European Society of Cardiology found that walking around 6,000 to 8,000 steps per day at a moderate pace is the sweet spot for older adults. That range seems to offer the most benefit for heart health, mobility, and overall longevity. But what happens when seniors push beyond that number every single day? Well, it turns out that more steps don't necessarily mean more health. In fact, consistently walking far beyond 8,000 steps a day can lead to muscle exhaustion, joint damage, and chronic fatigue, especially in individuals who aren't recovering properly between activities. You see, as we age, our bodies don't bounce back the way they used to. Muscles take longer to repair, joints become more sensitive, inflammation is more likely to linger, and if you're not getting enough sleep, hydration, or protein, your body doesn't have the resources it needs to rebuild and restore. Over time, this can actually accelerate aging at the cellular level. When your body is under consistent stress, without proper recovery, it produces more oxidative stress and inflammation, which damages cells and speeds up the aging process, internally and externally. But that's not the only hidden issue. Posture and walking mechanics, things most people take for granted, become critically important after age 70. Think about it. Most people assume that walking is something you can't do wrong. You've been doing it your whole life, right? But the reality is that your gait, your balance, and the way your body distributes weight can all shift dramatically with age. This may be due to weakened core or leg muscles, past injuries, or simply years of wear and tear. And when your walking form becomes imbalanced, the stress from each step doesn't get evenly absorbed. It starts targeting specific joints, like the knees, hips, or lower back. Imagine someone who walks 5 miles a day with a slightly twisted gait due to an old knee injury. It might not feel like a big deal at first, but over weeks and months that imbalance adds up, potentially leading to cartilage wear, ligament strain, or even falls. And here's the kicker. Many older adults don't even realize their form is off. They just chalk up the aches and pains to getting old, when in fact they're reinforcing poor movement patterns with every single step. That's why it's not just how much you walk, it's how you walk that matters. Without proper form and posture, even moderate walking can turn into a recipe for joint damage and chronic pain. Sadly, most seniors are never taught how to adjust their stride, how to keep proper alignment, or how to strengthen the muscles that support good walking form like the glutes, calves, and core. It's also rare to see walking paired with essential mobility or strength training exercises, which are key for injury prevention and long-term joint health. Let's not forget the mental and emotional toll of overdoing it too. Many seniors who walk excessively in an effort to stay young might actually be wearing themselves down. If walking leaves you feeling drained instead of energized, it's a red flag. Exercise should build you up, not break you down. And if your walking routine isn't leaving you better than it found you, it might be time to reassess. So what's the takeaway here? Walking is a valuable tool for staying healthy, but more is not always better, especially after 70. Quality matters more than quantity. By walking mindfully, paying attention to form, and balancing walking with strength training and adequate rest, older adults can still enjoy the benefits of staying active without putting unnecessary stress on aging bodies. In the next section, we'll look at some simple strength exercises and balance routines that can complement your walking and keep your body resilient for years to come. So, what should seniors do instead of just piling on more and more steps each day? The answer doesn't lie in abandoning movement, but in moving smarter, not harder. After the age of 70, the priority shouldn't be about racking up the most miles or hitting 10,000 steps a day. Instead, it should be about supporting the body in ways that enhance longevity, maintain independence, and preserve quality of life. That means embracing a more balanced and holistic approach to movement, one that respects the changes the body has gone through and works with them, not against them. Let's start with a common mistake many seniors make: treating walking as their only form of exercise. While walking is certainly better than being sedentary, doing it as your sole activity, especially if it's repetitive and long distance, can eventually backfire. The joints, particularly the knees, hips, and lower back, bear the brunt of every step, and without variety in movement or adequate muscle support, they begin to break down. That's where a well-rounded movement plan becomes essential. Enter resistance training, one of the most overlooked yet powerful tools for older adults. After age 30, we start losing muscle mass at a rate of about 3 to 8% per decade, and that loss accelerates after 60. By the time many people hit 70, their muscle strength has dropped significantly, which affects balance, mobility, and even metabolism. Resistance training helps to reverse this trend. And the best part? You don't need to lift heavy weights or join a gym to see results. Just 2 to 3 sessions per week using light dumbbells, resistance bands, or even bodyweight exercises like squats, wall push-ups, and chair stands can make a dramatic difference. Not only does this strengthen the muscles, but it also improves bone density, helping to prevent conditions like osteoporosis. Stronger muscles also mean better joint support, which reduces pain during other activities, like walking. Take, for example, Mary, a 72-year-old retired teacher who used to walk 6 miles every morning. She loved the fresh air and the meditative rhythm of her walks, but over time she began to feel a dull ache in her knees and a sharp pain in her hips. Her doctor warned her she might be overdoing it and referred her to a physical therapist who introduced her to strength training and mobility exercises. Within a few months, Mary cut her walking time in half and added 2 short strength workouts a week. Her pain decreased, her energy increased, and she reported feeling more solid on her feet than she had in years. Another fantastic and gentle option? Tai Chi. Often described as meditation in motion, this ancient Chinese practice combines slow, graceful movements with deep, intentional breathing. On the surface, it might look simple, but the benefits run deep. Tai Chi improves balance, flexibility, posture, and coordination, all crucial components in fall prevention. And because it's low impact and easy on the joints, almost anyone can do it, regardless of fitness level. Many communities even offer free or low-cost Tai Chi classes specifically for seniors. Beyond that, there's also the mind-body connection that Tai Chi promotes. For older adults dealing with anxiety, memory issues, or insomnia, the calming effect of this practice can be just as valuable as its physical benefits. In fact, multiple studies have shown that Tai Chi can reduce the risk of falls by up to 45% in seniors, an impressive number, considering how devastating a fall can be after age 70. And what about those who truly love the rhythm and meditative quality of walking but can't handle the impact on their joints anymore? There's a perfect solution: water-based activities. Whether it's water aerobics, aqua yoga, or swimming laps, exercising in water offers cardiovascular benefits without the joint stress. The buoyancy of water supports the body, reducing strain on the knees and hips, while still allowing for a full-body workout that builds endurance, tones muscles, and enhances flexibility. Plus, water workouts are fun. Many seniors find a renewed sense of joy in moving through water, especially in group settings where social interaction adds another layer of mental wellness. And don't underestimate the emotional and psychological benefits of being in water. It's soothing, therapeutic, and can even help with pain management. Ultimately, the best approach to staying active after 70 isn't about pushing harder. It's about moving smarter. It's about listening to your body, diversifying your movement, and making sure every activity you choose supports your strength, balance, mobility, and mental well-being. When you move with purpose and with variety, you don't just slow aging. You set yourself up to thrive in the years ahead. So whether it's lifting light weights, practicing Tai Chi, swimming at the local pool, or simply doing stretching, exercises at home, remember this. Aging well doesn't come from doing more. It comes from doing what's right for your body, at the right time, in the right way. Another critical component in staying healthy and independent after 70 is often overlooked: balance training. While many seniors focus on walking for endurance or lifting light weights for strength, they often forget that balance is the foundation of all safe movement. In fact, statistics show that most falls in older adults aren't primarily caused by muscle weakness. They're caused by a sudden loss of balance. And these falls can be devastating, often leading to broken bones, loss of mobility, and a decline in overall independence. The good news? Improving balance doesn't require fancy equipment or intense workouts. It can start with something as simple as standing on one foot while brushing your teeth. Over time, this small habit can challenge and strengthen the stabilizing muscles around your ankles, knees, and hips, key areas for fall prevention. Another helpful practice is heel-to-toe walking, also called the tightrope walk, where you take slow, deliberate steps, placing the heel of one foot directly in front of the toes of the other. This challenges your sense of alignment and encourages focus and core activation. You can also use a balance board or even a folded yoga mat to simulate uneven surfaces, training the brain and body to adjust to instability. This kind of proprioceptive training teaches your body to adapt quickly, an essential skill when catching yourself from tripping over a rug or stepping off a curb. Now take John, a 74-year-old grandfather of 4. He'd always considered himself active because he walked every day and occasionally golfed. But, after a close call, nearly falling when stepping out of the shower, his doctor recommended adding balance training to his weekly routine. John started using a stability ball, practicing yoga with his daughter once a week, and doing short balancing drills in his living room. Within months, his confidence improved, and he noticed he was moving with more intention and control. He didn't feel as wobbly as before, and those small moments of anxiety, like stepping off a bus or climbing stairs, became easier and safer. Speaking of yoga, it's a powerhouse for seniors looking to build a strong mind-body connection. And you don't need to twist into a pretzel to benefit. Chair yoga, in particular, is an excellent option for older adults. It allows individuals to perform modified yoga poses while seated or using a chair for support. The benefits are wide-ranging: better posture, increased range of motion, reduced joint stiffness, improved circulation, and a calmer nervous system. Plus, it fosters mindfulness, helping seniors stay present and aware of their bodies. But let's take a step back and address something just as important as the exercises themselves: rest and recovery. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that more movement is always better. After all, staying active is healthy, right? True, but only when it's balanced with proper recovery. As we age, our bodies require more time to repair, recover, and rebuild after activity. The recovery window that used to be 24 hours in our 30s may stretch to 48-72 hours in our 70s. This doesn't mean becoming inactive. It just means being smarter about how we space out our exercise and listening to our body's signals. Many, seniors for example, take pride in their daily walking routine, believing that doing it every day is the key to good health. But when muscles and joints aren't given time to rest, they begin to break down rather than build up. This can lead to chronic fatigue, joint inflammation, muscle soreness, and even burnout. It also increases the risk of overuse injuries like tendinitis or stress fractures, which take longer to heal in older adults. That's why it's crucial to schedule regular rest days, days that include light movement like stretching, gentle yoga, or even just relaxation. These days aren't a sign of laziness. They're part of a smart wellness strategy. And the most powerful recovery tool of all? Sleep. Sleep is the body's master repair system. During deep sleep, the brain clears waste, tissues are repaired, muscles recover, and hormones are regulated. For older adults, quality sleep is even more important because it supports immune function, cognitive health, and emotional balance. Without adequate rest, even the best exercise routine can backfire. So, make sleep a priority. Create a nighttime routine that promotes relaxation. Dim the lights, avoid screens before bed, and try calming practices like breathing exercises or herbal teas. And make your bedroom a sanctuary for rest, cool, quiet, and comfortable. To wrap it up, remember that balance and recovery are two of the most underrated keys to healthy aging. It's not about doing the most. It's about doing what your body needs in the smartest way possible. Add a few balance exercises into your daily routine, give your body time to rest, and make sleep sacred. When these pieces are in place, every movement you make becomes safer, stronger, and more sustainable for the long run. Nutrition also plays a crucial role in maintaining health and vitality after 70, especially for those staying active or recovering from long-term habits like excessive walking. As the body ages, it doesn't absorb nutrients as efficiently as it used to, which means what you eat and what you don't eat starts to matter even more. Let's start with protein. Imagine your muscles as a house. Every time you walk, stretch, or lift something, it's like wear and tear on that house. To keep it standing strong, you need building materials, and that's exactly what protein provides. Unfortunately, many older adults unintentionally eat too little protein, especially if their appetites shrink, or if they lean too heavily on soft, easy-to-eat foods like toast, cereal, or soup. But without enough protein, the body simply cannot rebuild the muscle tissue that gets broken down during activity. Over time, this can lead to sarcopenia, or age-related muscle loss, which makes falls more likely, recovery slower, and everyday tasks harder. Experts recommend that seniors aim for at least 1 to 1.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight daily. That might look like eggs at breakfast, some Greek yogurt or a protein shake midday, a serving of chicken, fish, or beans at dinner, and maybe a handful of nuts or seeds for a snack. Spread it out throughout the day. Your body can only use so much protein at once, and if chewing or digestion is an issue, softer options like smoothies, scrambled eggs, or blended soups can make a huge difference. Then there's hydration, another silent saboteur of senior health. As we age, our sense of thirst tends to dull, so we might not feel thirsty even when the body desperately needs water. But dehydration can cause joints to stiffen, energy levels to plummet, and concentration to dip. It can even mimic symptoms of dementia or confusion. A good rule of thumb is to sip throughout the day, aiming for at least 6 to 8 cups of fluid daily. More if you're exercising or live in a hot climate. And don't forget that water isn't the only option. Herbal teas, broths, and water-rich foods like cucumbers or melons also count. Now, let's talk about what else to include on your plate. Think color. The more vibrant the meal, the more likely it is to be packed with antioxidants and anti-inflammatory compounds that help fight the cellular damage that comes with aging. Leafy greens like spinach, kale, and arugula are rich in vitamins and fiber. Berries, blueberries, strawberries, raspberries are loaded with antioxidants that protect the brain and heart. And fatty fish like salmon or sardines deliver omega-3s, which are known to reduce inflammation and support brain function. Of course, even the healthiest diet sometimes needs a little support. That's where supplements can come in, but with a big caution. Always consult your doctor or a registered dietitian before starting anything new. Some supplements can interact with medications or aren't needed if your diet already covers the bases. That said, vitamin D, calcium, and magnesium are 3 of the most common nutrients older adults tend to lack. They're essential for strong bones, healthy nerves, and muscle function. Another helpful one: collagen, the protein that makes up your joints, skin, and connective tissue. A daily scoop of collagen powder, especially when paired with vitamin C, may support joint health and reduce stiffness over time. Nutrition also plays a crucial role in maintaining health and vitality after 70, especially for those staying active or recovering from long-term habits like excessive walking. As the body ages, it doesn't absorb nutrients as efficiently as It used to, which means what you eat and what you don't eat starts to matter even more. Let's start with protein. Imagine your muscles as a house. Every time you walk, stretch, or lift something, it's like wear and tear on that house. To keep it standing strong, you need building materials, and that's exactly what protein provides. Unfortunately, many older adults unintentionally eat too little protein, especially if their appetites shrink, or if they lean too heavily on soft, easy-to-eat foods like toast, cereal, or soup. But without enough protein, the body simply cannot rebuild the muscle tissue that gets broken down during activity. Over time, this can lead to sarcopenia, or age-related muscle loss, which makes falls more likely, recovery slower, and everyday tasks harder. Experts recommend that seniors aim for at least 1 to 1.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight daily. That might look like eggs at breakfast, some Greek yogurt or a protein shake midday, a serving of chicken, fish, or beans at dinner, and maybe a handful of nuts or seeds for a snack. Spread it out throughout the day. Your body can only use so much protein at once, and if chewing or digestion is an issue, softer options like smoothies, scrambled eggs, or blended soups can make a huge difference. Then there's hydration, another silent saboteur of senior health. As we age, our sense of thirst tends to dull, so we might not feel thirsty even when the body desperately needs water. But dehydration can cause joints to stiffen, energy levels to plummet, and concentration to dip. It can even mimic symptoms of dementia or confusion. A good rule of thumb is to sip throughout the day, aiming for at least 6 to 8 cups of fluid daily. More if you're exercising or live in a hot climate. And don't forget that water isn't the only option. Herbal teas, broths, and water-rich foods like cucumbers or melons also count. Now, let's talk about what else to include on your plate. Think color. The more vibrant the meal, the more likely it is to be packed with antioxidants and anti-inflammatory compounds that help fight the cellular damage that comes with aging. Leafy greens like spinach, kale, and arugula are rich in vitamins and fiber. Berries, blueberries, strawberries, raspberries are loaded with antioxidants that protect the brain and heart. And fatty fish like salmon or sardines deliver omega-3s, which are known to reduce inflammation and support brain function. Of course, even the healthiest diet sometimes needs a little support. That's where supplements can come in, but with a big caution. Always consult your doctor or a registered dietitian before starting anything new. Some supplements can interact with medications or aren't needed if your diet already covers the bases. That said, vitamin D, calcium, and magnesium are 3 of the most common nutrients older adults tend to lack. They're essential for strong bones, healthy nerves, and muscle function. Another helpful one: collagen, the protein that makes up your joints, skin, and connective tissue. A daily scoop of collagen powder, especially when paired with vitamin C, may support joint health and reduce stiffness over time. That's why the secret to healthy aging isn't found in endless laps around the park or counting steps like a badge of honor. It's found in variety, in intentional movement, in recovery, in choosing to give your body the strength it needs to support your daily life, not just today, but 5, 10, even 20 years from now. The ideal weekly routine for someone over 70 might look something like this: 2 to 3 days of light resistance training, 1 or 2 sessions of balance-focused work like Tai Chi or yoga, 2 or 3 brisk walks or swimming sessions, and plenty of rest and stretching built in between. Nutrition, sleep, hydration, all of these play supporting roles too. Aging well isn't a one-lane road. It's a full symphony, and you're the conductor. So as you move forward, here's what I want you to remember. Listen to your body, seek variety, prioritize quality over quantity, and when in doubt, don't push through pain. Pause and reassess. You deserve to enjoy your golden years with strength, confidence, and joy. Not by just getting by, but by thriving. Stay strong, stay balanced, and don't just walk through aging, walk wisely.